Los Angeles, United States. The arrival of BTS's Jungkook to the United States is again in the spotlight of the entertainment world and national security. Thousands of ARMY BTS fans from various states filled LAX airport and nearby locations just to glimpse the golden magne. Inevitably, the US government through local security forces took swift action, adding an extra escort for Jungkook to prevent the unthinkable from happening. A source from the internal security team said that this increase in security was not just a matter of popularity, but because of the high volume of uncontrolled crowds. Jungkook's arrival is not just an ordinary celebrity presence. It's like a visit by a head of state, said a federal security officer on duty at the site. We have to set up a special perimeter, light armored vehicles, and rapid response teams just to make sure the situation remains conducive. Jungkook's presence in the United States turned into an extraordinary phenomenon that shook the domestic and foreign public. Thousands of soldiers filled LAX airport, causing severe traffic congestion. Even some domestic flights were reportedly delayed due to the diversion of passenger in and out. The crowd that could not be controlled made the local authorities move quickly. Jungkook was not just a celebrity, he became a symbol of a real global cultural wave, and the power of the ARMY became something that even had to be reckoned with nationally. Jungkook, who arrived on a private flight, was only briefly seen in the arrivals area before being taken away in a black, high-security motorcade. And yet it was enough to make thousands of fans scream hysterically, cry, some of whom even fainted from being too emotional. On social media, hashtags #JungkookInUSA, #GoldenMagne and #ARMYWelcomeJungkook immediately dominated the trending topics of Twitter, X, TikTok, and Instagram. In just minutes, one short video shows Jungkook waving and bowing politely to fans with a moved expression. ARMY's voice echoed as the moment happened, as if the world had momentarily stopped. Fans' cries sounded more than hysteria. It was an outpouring of love that they had been harboring, especially after not seeing Jungkook up close for a long time due to his mandatory military service in South Korea. This condition forces the security to activate additional protocols. Not only Jungkook's personal bodyguard team, but also the local security unit assigned to secure important figures' visits were deployed. They block roads, establish secure perimeters, and even provide bulletproof vehicles to avoid potential further rioting. This is unprecedented for an overseas artist visiting the US, signaling a level of popularity far beyond anyone's expectations. Local media, which initially did not report much, finally could not avoid the big public spotlight. In a short time, all the major news stations sent reporters to the scene. One of the CNN reporters admitted that this is the most massive non-political public event in LA in the past 6 months. Even a cultural analyst said the reaction to Jungkook's arrival rivaled the welcome when foreign presidents visited. The local government, through a security spokesman, said that they had been preparing the crowd scenario since a week earlier. They worked with the South Korean embassy and Jungkook's management to schedule the artist's route and activities in secret to avoid an uncontrolled surge in crowds. However, the ARMY's notoriously quick and solid ingenuity made the secret schedule leak sooner than expected. Even in the secret studio area in Hollywood where Jungkook is rumored to be recording sessions, hundreds of fans suddenly appeared. They carried banners with messages of love, dolls, and food as a sign of welcome. Jungkook himself remained calm. He had opened the car window and raised 2 fingers to form a heart sign, which again immediately ignited the screams of the masses. This circumstance also attracted the attention of top American musicians. Some of the biggest names in the music industry, such as Justin Timberlake, Billie Eilish, and even senior singer Alicia Keys, posted tweets alluding to the power of Jungkook that can make one city into a sea of love. They say Jungkook is not only talented, but has a magical power that makes everyone feel connected. Surprisingly, the White House also touched on this incident diplomatically. In a weekly Q&A session, a representative said they appreciated the healthy cultural exchange, and Jungkook's arrival was a testament to the close relationship between the two countries, based not only on politics, but also on a love of art. The sentence was immediately greeted positively by netizens on various platforms. On the other hand, the U.S. Army is also moving quickly to form security volunteers who work closely with local authorities. They help calm the crowd, organize the lineup, and clean up trash to keep fans' activities safe and orderly. This action was praised by many, including by Korean media who called the US Army an example of a smart and responsible global fanbase. As of today, there is no exact information about Jungkook's full agenda in America, but rumors say he will be a surprise at one of the biggest music awards shows this summer. It was even reported that he is preparing a new video clip with a mysterious international collaborator, which is believed to rock the Billboard charts as soon as it is released. But one thing is for sure: Jungkook's presence on American soil not only brought fans together, but made the world aware of one thing: that the tide of Jungkook's love, music, and influence knows no bounds. For many, he is not just a singer. It is the hope, the comforter, and the symbol of the strength of a young generation that wants to be seen, heard, and celebrated. Jungkook himself has not yet given an official statement, but his smile, respectful gestures, and his heart-shaped hands are more than enough to answer it all. The world awaits his next step with love, awe, and hope. The never-ending crowds around locations suspected to be Jungkook's activities led some to reconsider crowd handling systems in big cities like Los Angeles. In fact, the police extended the working hours of officers and added troops to guard at points that are predicted to be visited by fans. Some roads were partially closed, and traffic arrangements were monitored in real time by a joint team of the LAPD and local security authorities. Jungkook himself reportedly felt very moved by the extraordinary response from the American Army. A source from the agency said that Jungkook was silent for a long time when he saw the video documentation from the drone that recorded a sea of people welcoming him at the airport. She said quietly, "I never thought I would be loved this much. I will repay you with my best music." That simple statement later became a viral quote that ARMY shared around the world. On TikTok, a video clip of fans mimicking the phrase while crying happily was watched millions of times. On Instagram, thousands of fan art appeared in less than 24 hours, depicting Jungkook's figure standing in the crowd of ARMY hoisting a glowing light stick into the night sky. They don't just welcome an idol. They celebrate the presence of someone they consider part of their extended family. For the ARMY, Jungkook is not just a star, he is an inspiration, a life force. Even for some people, he is the reason they still survive in difficult times. This great influence also made some cultural figures and music analysts speak up. Professor James H. Collins of Harvard University, in an interview with NPR, stated that the Jungkook phenomenon is a vivid example of how the emotional power of music and fandom can create social and cultural change. Jungkook doesn't just bring songs. It brings the collective emotions of a new generation who are looking for meaning, representation, and hope, he said.